Breaking: Trump ends birthright citizenship in October 2025. What immigrant families need to know. Breaking news that could change everything for immigrant families. Former President Trump has announced plans to end birthright citizenship starting October 2025. This unprecedented move threatens to reshape who qualifies as a U.S. citizen from birth and could impact millions of children born on American soil. Want to know what this means for you and your family and how to prepare? Keep watching, because this update is critical for anyone with loved ones living in the U.S. To start, let's go back to basics. Birthright citizenship means that any child born on U.S. soil automatically acquires U.S. citizenship at birth. This is based on the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1868, which clearly states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. This clause was designed to guarantee citizenship to formerly enslaved people after the Civil War and has since been the foundation for granting citizenship to anyone born in the U.S. regardless of their parents' nationality or immigration status. It's a fundamental part of the American legal system and has been upheld by the Supreme Court multiple times. Because of this rule, immigrant families living in the United States have relied on the guarantee that their children born here would be U.S. citizens with all the rights and protections that citizenship brings. This includes the right to live, work, vote, access education and healthcare, and eventually sponsor family members for immigration. So, when we hear about a proposal to end birthright citizenship starting in October 2025, it immediately raises many questions and concerns. What exactly has been proposed? According to statements from former President Trump and his supporters, the plan is to issue an executive order that limits birthright citizenship. Under this proposed order, only children born to parents who are U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents, meaning those with green cards, would automatically receive citizenship at birth. Children born to undocumented immigrants, visa holders, or anyone without legal permanent status would no longer automatically qualify for citizenship, even if they are born on U.S. soil. This change would effectively end the long-standing practice of birthright citizenship for a significant portion of immigrant families. The reasoning given by proponents of this change is that birthright citizenship has been exploited by some through birth tourism, where individuals travel to the U.S. specifically to give birth and secure citizenship for their child. They argue that this policy encourages illegal immigration and strains government resources. However, opponents argue that this move is unconstitutional, violates human rights, and would create millions of stateless children who are born in the U.S. but are not recognized as citizens anywhere in the world. They warn that ending birthright citizenship would disrupt families, create confusion, and undermine the nation's values of fairness and inclusion. Now, let's talk about the legality of this proposed change. Can a president simply end birthright citizenship with an executive order? The answer is highly contested and almost certainly would be challenged in court. The 14th Amendment is part of the U.S. Constitution, and only a constitutional amendment approved by 2/3 of both houses of Congress and ratified by 3/4 of the states can change or override it. Courts have historically interpreted the birthright citizenship clause as a clear constitutional right. An executive order that attempts to redefine birthright citizenship would almost certainly face immediate lawsuits from civil rights groups, immigrant advocacy organizations, and state governments. These cases would likely win their way through the federal court system, potentially reaching the Supreme Court. This means that even if the executive order is issued, the policy would likely be blocked or delayed by legal challenges for years, creating a period of uncertainty and confusion for immigrant families and government agencies alike. Let's be clear, this is not a simple policy tweak, it is a constitutional issue that could reshape American law and society. The debate touches on fundamental questions about citizenship, national identity, and the meaning of America as a nation of immigrants. For immigrant families, this announcement raises urgent questions. What does this mean for your children? Will they lose their citizenship if this policy takes effect? How should you prepare? Here are some important points to understand. First, if your child is born before October 2025, nothing changes for them. They remain U.S. citizens under the current law. The proposed change would only apply to children born on or after the new policy date. Second, if the policy is enacted, children born to parents without legal status after that date may face a new, unclear path to citizenship. This could involve applying for citizenship later through other immigration programs, which can be complicated, costly, and uncertain. Third, the loss of automatic citizenship could affect access to benefits like public schooling, healthcare, and government assistance. While public schools are generally required to serve all children regardless of citizenship, some other benefits might be limited. Fourth, the policy could increase the number of stateless children, those who have no recognized citizenship anywhere. Statelessness can cause lifelong legal and social problems, including difficulties traveling, obtaining identification, and accessing rights. Given these challenges, what should immigrant families do now? 1. Stay informed. This is an evolving situation. Follow reliable news sources, legal experts, and government announcements closely. Misinformation is common, so verify facts before making decisions. 2. Organize your documents. Keep all immigration, identification, and family records safe and accessible. This includes birth certificates, visas, green cards, and any correspondence with immigration authorities. 3. Seek legal advice. If you have concerns about your status or your children's rights, consult a qualified immigration attorney. Many non-profit organizations also offer free or low-cost legal support. 4. Know your rights. Regardless of citizenship status, many protections apply to immigrants under federal and state law. Understanding these rights can help you navigate schooling, employment, and healthcare. 5. Connect with community resources. Many immigrant advocacy groups provide education, legal aid, and support. Joining local or national groups can empower you with information and collective advocacy. 6. Plan for the future. If birthright citizenship ends, there may be new pathways or programs created for children born without citizenship. Stay alert for new legislation or policy updates. Now, let's discuss the broader implications if birthright citizenship is ended. One significant consequence is the creation of a large population of children born in the U.S. who are not citizens and possibly stateless. This group could face social exclusion, legal limbo, and barriers to employment, education, and healthcare. Addressing the needs of these children would be a complex policy challenge. This could also deepen divisions within society, fueling debates on immigration, identity, and national values. For many, birthright citizenship represents an essential promise of equality and opportunity. Ending it could change the social fabric of the nation. Internationally, the U.S. might face criticism for reversing a long-standing human rights norm. Many countries grant citizenship based on either birthright or descent, and statelessness is widely seen as a human rights issue to be prevented. Politically, this issue will dominate election cycles, legislative battles, and judicial appointments. Immigration policy is already a highly contentious topic, and this change would intensify debates at every level of government.